Now, President Yoon Suk-yeol took office in South Korea last week with big plans and promises for citizens. However, he can't do everything himself. In fact, the opposition, the Democratic Party of Korea, holds a majority in parliament as well in regional governments. Now, things may change, though, on June 1st as voters here in South Korea head to the polls to elect regional and local leaders. Will President Yoon's party continue its momentum, or will the opposing Democratic Party of Korea be able to bounce back from the loss? Our Kim Do-yeon tells us what this election is about and why it's so important.
COVID-19 relief, real estate development, and even taxes. These are some of the areas that not only the president, but also regional governments have powers over in South Korea. On June 1st, voters will head to the polls to decide on governors or mayors of the 17 provincial governments. And with President Yoon's administration kicking off last week with big plans, the election results will have a huge impact on his 5-year term, as he will want the backing of regional governments with 4-year terms for the winning candidates. On the other hand, the Democratic Party of Korea will be able to redeem themselves following disappointment in the presidential election by taking regional chief posts such as Seoul Mayor or Governor of Gyeonggi-do Province, where they'll be able to influence the country's policies. So who exactly are voters electing? Most voters in South Korea will be voting in 7 different elections, from local district council members to regional education superintendents. There are around 4,100 seats up for grabs, and more than 7,600 candidates are running to fill those spots. How are things looking now? Currently, the 2 largest cities are run by mayors from the president's party, the People Power Party. However, the majority of regional governments are controlled by the Democratic Party of Korea, and the most populous province, Gyeonggi-do's top office, is only vacant as former Democratic Party of Korea's presidential candidate Lee Jae-myung resigned to run in the presidential race. How much power do regional governments have? The 17 regional leaders especially have enormous impact on the residents of their districts. Perhaps the most powerful being in the nation's capital, where the mayor oversees an annual budget of more than $30 billion and is responsible for around 10 million residents. The Seoul mayor participates in weekly cabinet meetings, and while the position does not include a right to vote, the winning candidate will have a direct channel to the president. What if positions are uncontested? Naturally, with so many posts open for elections, some will go uncontested, meaning the number of candidates is the same as open posts. This time around, nearly 500 positions have been filled without the need for a vote, a 5-fold jump since the last local elections 4 years ago. One explanation for this is that in regions where political preferences have become more distinct, the less popular parties have chosen to opt out. Who's eligible to vote? The recent introduction of a new law means the voting age has been lowered to 18 years old. All Koreans over that age are eligible to vote. One thing to note here is that for local elections, foreigners who have been permanent residents for at least 3 years are also able to participate. They are unable to vote in presidential or general elections. Official campaigning starts on Thursday, and early voting opens on the 27th and 28th of May. Kim Do-yeon, Arirang News.